For weeks, D.C. lawmakers, including the mayor, have faced backlash over immigration enforcement in the district. Now there's a legal fight to limit how ICE agents are allowed to operate in D.C. Groups like the ACLU and CASA are challenging the Trump administration's policy of allowing ICE to arrest people without warrants or probable cause. News 4's Mauricio Casillas was at today's hearing. He joins us live outside the U.S. District Court. Mauricio, where do things stand with this lawsuit now?
Well, Jim, I can tell you the judge heard oral arguments from the immigrant advocacy groups who are suing the federal government and attorneys for the Department of Homeland Security. And ultimately, the judge said that she needed more documentation from both parties before making a decision. So as it stands right now, ICE is not impacted in its ability to make arrests in the district.
A legal battle is underway in the district that could limit how ICE conducts its operations. At the center of this lawsuit is the case of Jose Escobar Molina, an immigrant from El Salvador with temporary protected status who was arrested by ICE agents while walking from his apartment in Northwest D.C. back in August. The lawsuit states he was taken to a detention center in Chantilly where he was held overnight before being released the following day after it was discovered that Escobar Molina was in the country legally. The lawsuit also includes 3 other migrants as plaintiffs who have similar stories to Escobar Molina. The lawsuit alleges federal agents are illegally and indiscriminately arresting people based on how they look and without probable cause.
We were arguing for a preliminary injunction to stop making warrantless immigration arrests without probable cause. That's the requirement under the law, under the immigration statute, that agents need to satisfy in order to make an arrest without a warrant.
News 4 reached out to DHS to ask about the lawsuit. They sent us this statement, which reads in part, quote, "Allegations that DHS law enforcement officers engage in racial profiling are disgusting, reckless, and categorically false. What makes someone a target for immigration enforcement is if they are illegally in the U.S., not their skin color, race, or ethnicity. Under the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, DHS law enforcement uses reasonable suspicion to make arrests. There are no indiscriminate stops being made. The Supreme Court recently vindicated us on this question. DHS enforces federal immigration law without fear, favor, or prejudice," end quote. Lawyers suing the government say the practice of making warrantless arrests have made people in the district feel less safe.
Kids going to school in fear, people not going to medical appointments, people being arrested on their way to church or leaving church, right? So this is a detriment to public safety.
Mauricio, we know there was no ruling today, but with each passing day, there's a lot of anxiety, even fear for some people who feel they may be targeted. Did the judge give any indication about when we might learn more?
Yeah, Jim, Judge Burrow Howell acknowledged that time is of the essence. What we can tell you is that both parties have until the end of the day next Tuesday to submit that additional documentation that the judge asked for, and then the judge hinted that she could have a decision made after Thanksgiving break. Back to you.
All right, Mauricio Casillas. Mauricio, thanks so much.